Maureen Castriotta is a board member with the Roxbury Schools District, along with another member of the board, Chris Rogers. Evaluated the budget that was proposed to all the board members, and in that evaluation they didn't feel comfortable that the budget was transparent or there was enough information in it to make an intelligent decision as to whether they should support it. It was too much going to administrators and to the staff in general. So they mounted a campaign to tell the voters, vote no. This budget should not be approved, and we as board members and citizens and taxpayers feel it's a waste of the taxpayer dollar. They mounted a lawn sign campaign, went public as to their opinion, and the voters listened. And the voters stood up and said, these are two board members that are vocal, they're speaking out. Maybe we should look into the budget and make a decision.
So
and
they voted it down?
They voted it down.
What percentage?
About 60 to 40.
So that really annoyed the school board establishment. So now we move to shortly after the school board election, when Chris Christie's budget cuts were still a hot item. I mean, he wanted the teachers union to take a wage freeze. They refused, at least in most districts they refused. And there was a student demonstration in Roxbury, which was basically the students were demonstrating in opposition to the governor's proposed budget cuts.
It was a very highly emotional issue, and I felt that I should be there to see if this was actually going to take place.
Okay. Maureen Castriotta was there watching, and I was not there, but our reporter was there watching, and basically all she did, she asked the superintendent, are you allowing this, or what's going on? It's a reasonable question, and he basically told her she was trespassing.
So both the principal and the superintendent were very upset by my presence at the demonstration.
Just keep in mind, this was in, I said the schoolyard, but it's a high school. It's really the parking lot of the high school. It's not like she was walking into a classroom. It was out, and reporters were there as well. So in theory, I guess, if you're going to say a school board member is trespassing, you should say the members of the press are trespassing too. But none of that happened. A few weeks down the line, and a week or so later at the school board meeting, I mean, I guess that's when the school board decided to sort of slap her down. And they drew up this censure resolution.
Is it against the rules for a school board member to go to a school that is in their district?
Not even just go to the school, she was in the parking lot.
She wasn't even inside the school.
She wasn't inside the school, and one of the things they censured her for was not signing in. I don't know how she was supposed to beam herself inside to sign off on the paperwork to talk to the person who was supervising the censure, the superintendent and principal.
I never heard of that. It's public property. As a parent, if I went there, why wouldn't I have the right to do something? So I think they made a very poor decision, very bad judgment, and I think they're going to end up paying for it.
What are they trying to get out of the censure?
I think it's an attempt to get Maureen to back off on a lot of the issues that she raises during meetings.
From my perspective as a board member for Parsippany, this was an act of attempted intimidation as well as an attempt to silence her.
And it was an ugly censure. I went to the Board of Education meeting to just be in support of Maureen, and it was unbelievable. I never saw anything like it.
This is one way for school boards to try to shut up someone who's a dissident. You publicly embarrass them, and sometimes, let's face it, sometimes people just give up. But, people who know Maureen Castriotta, she's not really one to just go away. So she, instead of resigning, she just decided to fight.
I think Maureen has made it clear that she won't be silenced, and I think that the act of trying to censure her was clearly a misread of the facts and also of her commitment to doing what she believes is right.
I was elected to carry out the wishes of the public in the matters of public education. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I feel that each board member should do. I believe in the process, the democratic process. I'm proud to be a school board member. I love the education system. I'm there, and I'm hopefully doing a good job on behalf of my constituents.